What a highlight!
Welcome back into the coin toss, the Bookit Sports College Football Show. Lauren, we're finally here at week 4, and by finally, I mean I'm just excited that we get to talk more college football. How was your week 3?
It was good. The whale hit. I know we'll talk about that, but we're doing our job, Mike.
Both our whales hit. Can we just...
Dude, we're kind of like heating up.
I mean, come on.
After week 1, we figured it out.
Back-to-back whales.
Mm-hmm.
Back-to-back whales.
We're here.
Nothing else matters. If we go to the Rav Report and I've lost every other bet, nothing else matters because
100%.
Indiana was at free. That's just how I feel.
We're like obligated to talk about the big games. I'm not saying, hey, like you need to tell me on this, but the whale, tell me on those.
We are also obligated to hit our whales, and we did. Until we don't.
Doing our
then
job.
It's no longer an obligation. But while we're hitting it, we're obligated.
That's right.
I like that. Can I tell you the 5 things I learned from week 3?
Please.
KJ Jefferson is my dad. I had UCF moneyline for a whale late night, and I thought it was dead when they were down 21.
Yeah.
But what a comeback.
Holy. Yeah.
What a comeback.
I didn't really get to watch that game, but I did. I was a little box score warrior, and I did see TCU ran it up on them, and then later found out that they lost, and I still have no idea how that happened.
I'm going to be honest with you. I watched that whole game. I still don't know how it happened. I just feel like I would blink, and UCF would now be like within a touchdown. And then I would blink, and they were winning, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But UCF, KJ Jefferson is my dad. Bill O'Brien is him, and I wouldn't be shocked if Boston College wins the ACC this year. I am all in on Bill, and I think I've kind of come into a mature state, Lauren, where I'm starting to realize, not that I never realized this before, but coaching matters.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of betting on dog shit coaches, and Bill O'Brien's just a good coach. And BC was free.
Missouri sucks. And that's that.
Ole Miss at big spreads. That's all. That's all. Jaquinton Jackson might be the Heisman. I just have a bet on him in a season long, and my God, that kid runs like a fucking bull.
Yeah, that was a snipe from you, by the way.
Dude.
Like, he is grubbing.
Grubbing. I bet Utah actually does miss him. And the last one is Florida needs to cancel the program. That might be the worst program in the history of college football.
Not good.
We're going to look back when everyone in this room, at some point, if they want to, have kids one day, and we're going to have to tell them about the glory days of Florida, and then we are going to actually have to address the Graham Mertz era. Because this is unprecedented levels of sucking.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got eyes on that game, but that was honestly one of the saddest college football performances I've ever watched out of a school like Florida.
I would just I don't even know how they suck. Like, you would just think Florida, I don't know. I still don't understand how they suck. But they suck.
They suck.
And it is what it is.
I did want to say, though, really quickly, speaking of not sucking, do you want to talk about Arch? Just want to give you the floor. Like, Arch Manning came in for the Texas Longhorns.
Literally him. I mean, we were playing UTSA. I know everyone reminded me every time I was praising Arch, but he's him. We finally have a quarterback that can run. And I'm excited for him next year. Or I guess this weekend he'll be starting for us too. But he's him. He can do everything. First pass, by the way, touchdown. First rush attempt he had, touchdown. And it was a 70-yarder. So
I'm not going to bring up UTSA because that was just fun. For football fans to see a kid like Arch Manning actually be good is fun.
yeah.
People forget, at last year's Red River Rivalry, I pulled you aside and told you that he throws a soft ball.
You did say
and then
that.
he had 5 touchdowns. So,
you did say that.
That's why I'm not a scout. That's why I bet.
But
Don't
also,
scout.
it's just weird. Like, obviously, like, everyone's been, like, praising Arch even when he's been on the bench. But it's just weird to see, like, the media, like, praising Texas now. Because it used to just be, like, chirps nonstop. And then now, since Arch has been starting, it's like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They really gave a Manning
Yeah.
the ability to run.
Yeah.
It's over.
Who let that
Yeah,
happen?
that's not
Over.
fair.
Who let that
dude.
happen?
That's really not fair.
Yeah.
Mannings shouldn't be able to run. That's what makes them Mannings. Is they can just sit in the pocket and
Dude,
deal.
and he's fast, too.
Dude, he's got fucking wheels.
Yeah.
Probably wheels around
Him.
that campus, if you know what I mean.
He's him.
Should we go to the Rav Report and see how we did? Other
do
than
it.
I just want him to bring up the whales first, though. So give me good, then bad.
Yes.
And then good. So let's go Rav Report. Start with the good.
Yeah, so I'll bring up the whales first, and I have a little huge nugget for Mikey, especially
Wow.
after these whales. So LC Oklahoma minus 13. They won by 15 against Tulane. And let
tried
me
to
just
tell
say
y'all.
that was a fucking close one.
Came
I
on.
was sweating. I
Was it
was
not
sweating.
a touchdown at one point? Were they not only up by a touchdown at
Yeah,
one point?
yeah.
Yeah, they never really pulled away from that game.
They didn't.
Until the very end.
Wow.
But they did their job. So
Indiana -3, Mike. That was incredible. I had Indiana in my lay.
Shout out Rourke.
yeah, that might have been the best play of the weekend.
Shout out Rourke.
Backyard brawl over 16.5 for me. That was soared over. Pitt with a miracle win at the end there. Shout out Mike.
One Rav.
And Trent, UNT +10.
Dude, honestly, that will genuinely go down as the worst bet I think I've ever done on this show. Like, I don't know how many more episodes we got, but no matter how many episodes we got for however long this show goes on for the years that hopefully it does, that will genuinely go down as the worst bet ever given.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. Like, I can't chirp him too much because I kind of liked it a little bit too. So
Yep, I
People
did as
also
well.
forget
Yeah.
he led it by saying the money line, but
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
take the points. I think it was literally 52-7
You know, and we
At
also
half.
said
At half.
at half, dude.
at the half.
we also said if they won outright, he would have a permanent spot in the show.
Needless to
And that's why
say,
he's not
I'm
here
here.
today.
Sometimes you got to make
And
a
that's
false
why he's
promise.
not
Yeah, I mean, that was wow.
Mike, you want to guess what your record was last week?
I mean, I sprayed the slate.
You did spray, and you sprayed green.
Wow.
You went 9-4.
Dude.
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 It's not, my bank account does not reflect that, but that feels good. That feels good.
9-4 for Mike.
That feels good. I would love to know before that I lost.
I don't know how you somehow put in 13 plays, but when everyone else gave 7, 6, and 7.
Dude, I'll tell you what.
Dude, the honorable mentions, you were rattling
I
them
spray
off.
on the honorable mentions.
Yeah.
The problem is I make all these bets that we talk about on the show, and then I wake up Saturday mornings and go, you know what I need? 6 more parlays. And then I watch
too
my
cute.
straight bets like slowly come home, and then I watch every parlay lose. So that's my normal Saturday. But wow,
like
that
that.
feels good to hear.
Yeah, I went 3-3 last week. LC 3-4. It's all right.
It's all right.
It's all right.
I need to get you guys on the volume train. It's more fun to have
Yeah,
30
you're right.
plays. It's more fun to wake up on Saturday and be like, oh my God, I have action in every single game, and there's 30 games on.
I need to switch it up too because betting on the biggest games isn't really me in the
No,
first
dude,
place.
no.
So those honorable mentions, I need to start stepping up.
You got to be finding.
Yeah.
You just got to be finding.
And yeah, finally Trent went 3-4, missed his whale.
Let's make that 3-6. Actually, wait. Everyone has a win because remember I put meat on tape for Indiana.
Yes,
Everyone has a win.
you're right.
And
So you went 4-4.
Ole Miss.
Oh, that was
that's
the win.
what that was. The
Oh, yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
has a win.
That was
It's
the
Ole
win. Yeah,
Miss.
Ole Miss.
You guys
Yep.
are welcome. You
So I
went
went 4-4.
positive and you went 500.
Let's go.
Wow.
Let's go.
I'll
Guys,
take that.
come on.
I didn't
A
give
little
that
bit
to
of
anyone. I
energy
just
for
gave
that
it to
one.
you.
I just saved everyone's record.
Wow.
It did.
This is clutch. This is a clutch performance
I
from
put
Mike.
meat on
man.
tape and said everyone can have a win if it hits, and if it loses, I'll take 3 losses.
You also did put nuts on tape and fuck the points for Florida money line.
Okay. Well, that one. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Rav's win away from the Ole Miss. I want Rav to be at 3-3 again. We start our slate off with what's gonna be, shout out, our first ever live event in Dallas, Texas, at a bar called Hero. We're gonna have a watch party for TCU going into SMU, the Dallas Brawl. I don't know if they have a fun name for it, but I think it's over a frying pan.
It is over a frying pan.
Okay, the winner gets a frying pan. I don't know if it's ever been used. I think it'd be cool if the winner of last year's game uses the frying pan to make dinner before the game. But I don't think they actually used the frying pan. They're fighting over a frying pan. Shout out college football. TCU's -2.5 going into SMU. The over-under is 57.5. Lauren, in the Dallas Brawl, what are you taking?
Look, Mike, I'm not overthinking it. These two teams score. So I will be taking the over 57.5.
I also do think SMU, finally, good head on their shoulders, is benching Preston Stone rat shit pre-game. I think that's been announced that he's benched.
That's crazy.
But the other kid is better. Jennings. But in case you needed to know that.
Debatable, but regardless, TCU defense, ass. So points.
Points.
Jovan, what are we thinking for this game?
Well, after last week, I'm feeling a little deflated after watching the Frogs. You
In
want
the
to know
bowl.
how that happened against UCF? It
And I
happened
backed them.
because, yeah.
Yeah, what are you
And I
doing?
backed them.
You want to know how it happened and they came back in that game? UCF lined the ball up the entire second half and they ran every single play. TCU knew what they were doing, couldn't stop it. That's what SMU is going to do. They know what they're going to do, not going to stop it. Clock's going to bleed. I think SMU, last time that this game is going to be played, because it's also on the CW today and the Nick Castellanos announcer is announcing it. That's why TCU canceled this series. I have a really bad feeling that SMU is going to get this one. So
Dude.
Javon, I'm gonna do something for you here. as the resident 9-4 better from last week, I'm just going to nail that all episode and then go 0-9. But I'm just going to nail that all episode just to give people at home faith for when I shit down my leg. I think TCU is going to beat the dog shit out of SMU. I think SMU is a bad football club. And I think the adjustments that Sonny Dykes needs to make after watching what UCF did in that second half is going to be easier for him to do than SMU to change the game plan to beat TCU. And I think TCU is just a better ball club. SMU has yet to look good in a single game. They're running the 2-quarterback system, and I guarantee you, even though Preston Stone is benched, if that other kid comes out and shits down his leg in the first half, Preston Stone's coming in. And that never works. The SMU defense looks horrible. The offense looks horrible. And I think this is an awesome spot to get TCU in a bounce back to actually work SMU. I don't know who's going to stop Savion Williams. I don't know who's going to stop him. I don't know who's going to stop him. I think his yards against SMU is going to be a whale.
Dude, and Josh Hoover is him.
Yeah.
You know who's going to stop Savion Williams? His hands, because he can't catch.
He'll be able to catch in this rubber. Also, fucking dude, I've been in that SMU stadium.
Brother,
Weren't impressed.
No, it's TCU money.
It's one of the worst stadiums.
It's TCU money line. It's TCU money line. I'm not going to... I almost said the wrong word there, but that's not my will, but I just... TCU money line, I'll have a big wager on TCU money line because I have zero faith in this SMU ball club. And I've bet on them before this year.
You know what they say when you have 2 quarterbacks? You have no quarterbacks.
Wow.
Which means they're going to be running the ball. TCU gave up almost 300 rush yards against UCF last week. Rashard Smith is averaging 7.2 yards per carry. TCU put up 34 last week, and they lost this week. Hoover was awesome. He's already thrown for 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns, and no picks. I think it's the over,
good.
and I think it's TCU money line.
Let's go, Rav.
And I think that you and I are tapped on the TCU pulse right now.
Dude, I feel like I would love to convince you to tap one more time.
Dude.
Like, I would just love if you could just do this with
They
me
just
one more
sold
time.
my soul last week.
Like, bad. And listen, I get it. You know, scorned lovers, that's the worst. Because you loved TCU.
Yeah.
And they scorned you.
Yeah.
But just give me one
I don't know. I mean, we have Jovan in the TCU shirt, and he's even thinking they dropped that game.
That's even more reason to.
I just got to point out, this is the last time that this game is ever going to be played. Big rivalry. TCU said, we're not going to play you anymore because you're not important. And this is at SMU. Last time this is going to happen.
And this is when...
We're going to lose, Mike.
This is when Sonny Dykes hangs nuts. And he goes, you go out here and embarrass this fucking team after what happened last week. And then Josh Hoover goes, you got it. That's what happens. Like, this is what happens. This is what happens. I guarantee.
I'm sticking with points.
Okay. I like it. Stick with the points. In a game you didn't think would be brought up on this show because we talk about the big games, I've got 2 of my wagons going against each other. Michigan State is going into Boston College. Michigan State is plus 6.5. The over-under is at 45.5. Lauren, I feel like this is just a game you don't even want to bet.
This is a gross game. And the fact we're talking about this game is insane to me. But shout out Michigan State 3-0, by the way.
Shout out.
Like, holy.
People forget. Shout out.
I mean, have they really played anyone? No, but that's okay.
Oh.
That's okay.
I would argue Maryland on the road. It's a big game for the boys.
Maryland's
Okay,
good.
Big
that's
game
fair.
for
That's
the boys.
fair.
I do think Aiden Childs has like 6 picks over 3 games, but that's okay. We're figuring it out.
Dude, yeah.
We're figuring it out. 3 against Maryland.
Yeah. Not great. Not great. I don't know. When I look at this game, I'm kind of leaning the under, but I would like to sauce it to Jovan and see what the Sharp Report is saying about this game.
So this is a little off of the Sharp Report type thing because going with a little bit of the narrative of the game here, this is the red bandana game for BC. That's in prime time. And if you know anything about the red bandana game, crazy shit happens during the red bandana games. Just like last year was FSU when they almost beat them. So I think I'm kind of aligned with Mike here. I like points. I think this game is going to get super weird when they finally get to play it in prime time against a Michigan State offense that I think is going to score.
That's just how you know I'm picking the right ball clubs. That Boston College has to bring out the bandanas for my Spartans. You know what I mean? Like, that's just a good vibe. I like that. Give me the points. I love Boston College at home. I love Bill O'Brien as a coach. But I also have this silly thing in my brain called poop. And I feel like I have to ride with the team that I already have a future on. So I'm going to take Michigan State plus 6.5, especially in the red bandana game. And I'm going to take that over because I think Aiden Childs makes this a shootout.
Wow.
And he turns the ball over a lot, which means they're going to be down a lot, which means passing, which hopefully means points, which also means hopefully covering. So
turn the ball over and getting points.
yeah.
Okay.
That's so now you get it. Now you understand what goes on in here, and it's not good stuff. But I like Michigan State plus 6.5 because of the future, not because I like them in this spot, and I like the over. So that might be 0-2.
Dude, do I take the over with you?
No. But I think you could. Nothing's going to stop you from taking that
45
over.
and a half points.
I'll tell you why it's at 45 and a half.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't set the line. But I do think it's because Boston College just held Mizzou's offense to, I think it was sub 30 points.
Yeah.
And they are at home. Michigan State has a turnover problem. So you probably assume they're not going to score a lot because Boston College has good defense. And
That's what I'm saying. Like, when I look at this game, like, from what I can tell, Michigan State's defense looks pretty good. Boston College defense really good. So I might just have to stick with the under.
can I explain to you why I'm taking the over in Michigan State? And I think it'll make you want to take the under in Boston College.
Please.
So I'm taking Michigan State plus 6.5 because I need them to win 5 games this year. So I just cannot bet against them in my heart of hearts. But I'm also taking the over because I do like Bill O'Brien and I like Boston College, so I want to be able to splooge if Boston College scores. It has nothing to do with the game.
Okay. Fair enough.
Just two things
That's
that
just
I
what
want
you
to
wanna
feel
root
happy
for.
for.
Yeah, okay.
I'm betting on what I want to root for in this game, not
fair.
to make money.
Okay.
So just do what you want.
Just remember
with
that. He's doing this just to feel good.
Yeah. And Rav, make a note for that because on the Rav Report, these are feel-good bets. So I don't want them tracked unless they hit.
Feel good. Bets.
Good. Just want to make sure that's noted.
Yeah, that's him.
Okay, good stuff. We move to the game that's going to have the most eyes on it because of the coaches, not because of the game. Colorado is playing Baylor. Baylor going into Colorado. The spread is plus 1.5 for Baylor. The over-under is 52.5. Lauren, the question on everybody's mind, not what the pick is, did Shedeur deserve to talk shit to the Colorado State quarterback last weekend?
Oh, absolutely.
I agree.
They were chirping Colorado so heavy, as they should. It's a rivalry. But, yeah, I mean, Shedeur stood on business, and he didn't owe that quarterback anything.
Nothing. You can't throw jersey on, sit down for an interview, talk about social media likes as the quarterback, and put up 7 points. You just...
True. And, like, the switch up is crazy. Like, no, like, he doesn't have to dap you up after you just... I don't know. You know what I mean?
And I don't
Like, that was just
disagree.
weird behavior from him in the first place.
And I don't disagree. He can't fuck with him.
Yeah, like, if you hate him, act like you hate him. Like, when you see him.
He's going to be working at State Farm
100%.
in a year while Shedeur's in the league. So I just think, you got.
And people forget he was offered, what, like $600,000 to transfer to a different school? Just for him to do that against Colorado? That's
7
wild.
points.
7.
Speaking of that, Baylor, money line.
I agree. I mean, I feel like this is a spot where everyone's going to hammer Colorado after coming off that win against Colorado State. But give me Baylor. I think Baylor wins this game.
That defense is so bad. Shout out to Quan Finn. He's going to absolutely tear that defense apart. Baylor money line.
It's Baylor.
I'm just out on Colorado. I can't do it.
No.
Lauren, your whale of the weekend last weekend, which I never thought I would say. Tennessee is going into Oklahoma, your arch rival, your arch nemesis, but want to know on betting them as the whale. Tennessee is a favorite going into Oklahoma. The over-under is 57.5. It's a 6.5 point spread.
Yeah.
Is this a spike fade spot?
Unfortunately, this is probably another week to take Oklahoma. I hate backing them, but I feel like they cover, and I could see them winning this one outright. And I also feel like this is a sneaky little under game, too.
Wow.
Yeah. So I might be dabbling on that as well.
Okay. That fucked me up. You might have to go to everybody else. I got to think about what I want to do now.
All right. Jovan, what are we thinking for this game?
I'm going to take the Sooners. As good as that Tennessee offense is with Josh Heupel, nobody knows him better than Brent Venables because they have a lot of history from Oklahoma. So they're going to send all the pressure at Nico. They're going to make every single look very complex on defense, and you're going to see the defense high-flying early. So give me the Sooners. There's still a 7 hanging out there, so get it out of one-possession game.
Wow. Rav, what are we thinking?
Yeah, I definitely will not be taking the Sooners.
Wow.
Just a quick little background on this game. Strengths on the D-line for Oklahoma. They're allowing just 77 rush yards per game. They already have 11 sacks through 3 games, which is 10th nationally. This is Nico's first big, true road environment. And that's going to be a problem for him. A problem for Oklahoma, though, has been their offensive line. Going into the year, it was a very patchwork situation. They have had a lot of injuries, so the cohesiveness has not been there. 2 underrated parts of Tennessee. 1, their defense. James Pierce Jr. is going to be a top 10 pick. The D-line is elite. Their secondary hasn't really been tested, but it's going to be this week, and if not in SEC play. And Dylan Sampson, the running back, 9 touchdowns through 3 games. He's averaging 8 yards per carry. I'm going to be hammering every single under I can in this game.
Wow.
First quarter,
What the fuck?
the whole game, my whales in this game. I do like Tennessee on the spread. I'm not trusting Jackson Arnold to get it done with his arm because I don't think the running game will be able to get going against the Tennessee D-line. And I don't think there's going to be this many points. I'm surprised that the line is still at 57.
Oklahoma plus 6.5 and their team total over.
Wow.
That's where I'm at right now.
Wow.
I don't know if that's right. I don't know if I'm going to love that. But right now, after hearing everybody talk, that just feels right. And I don't want to fade the home team with a freshman coming into town. I know Nico's not a freshman, but this is, like Rav said, his first true road start. Mm-hmm. That is a scary environment to go into. Norman, Oklahoma is not easy to play in. So why don't just give me the home team with a touchdown?
Yeah. I mean,
Which might just tell you, take Tennessee. They're a touchdown favorite going into Oklahoma.
Yeah.
That has not happened rarely ever.
But again, I think we saw a team much like Tennessee's situation going into this week that hasn't been tested yet in Mizzou with a big spread against Boston College and couldn't cover it.
Yeah.
And I would consider a minus 6.5 a big spread for Tennessee, who hasn't been tested going into Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. So just give me the untested team going on the road here. Oklahoma plus 6.5 and their team total over just in case.
Wow. I mean, yeah, I think this OU team, they're just going to continue to get better and better each week. So, yeah, I think
lead up to the red
they keep this one close.
river.
If you're still on the wave of coaching matters, Mike, like I was mentioning about Brent Venables, the Oklahoma head coach, he was the DC for Oklahoma while Josh Heupel, Tennessee coach, was playing on that team as the quarterback.
Yeah, I'm in on Brent Venables as well. Just a classic. I'm going to take the better coach. Oklahoma plus 6.5. Horrible coach. The Trojans, not in a horse, are going into Michigan. The spread is the Trojans minus 5.5 on the road. The over-under is 45.5. Lauren, in a matchup that I'm excited to see, Origi. Mm-hmm. The kid has orgies, and it's his last name. Let's just be honest with it. Let's put it all out on the table. Is officially the starter in Michigan.
Finally getting the call.
Something that I feel like a lot of football fans have been waiting for. Is just to see this kid at quarterback in Michigan and have Michigan tell this kid that you're our quarterback. Are playing Miller Moss and the revamped USC Trojans. What do you do in this spot?
I mean, honestly, I'm kind of surprised to see this line where it is because Michigan is just ass and they are starting a new quarterback. But I do lean USC because, like I just said, Michigan is ass. Mm-hmm. But I think I like the under even more. Wow. It's at 46.5. That's strangely low. Not really, I guess, for a Michigan game, but I do like the under.
USC minus 5.5 is belt to ass hammer play. This Michigan team, I don't give a fuck who's at quarterback. This offense sucks. And this USC team, I am now fully in the belief that they're not only going to contend, but they could possibly win the Big Ten this year.
I agree.
And being a 5.5 point favorite going into Michigan, Miller Moss looks phenomenal.
Yes.
Like, if there's one thing Lincoln Riley can do, it's take a quarterback and make you think, holy shit, this kid should be drafted number 1 overall. Every single year he has a good quarterback. And Miller Moss might just be that guy. And I don't trust Michigan at all after what you guys did to them. I think their season is completely off the rails. I think they've lost confidence in a lot of different key positions. I think USC goes in here and fucking belt to asses Michigan.
I do want to ask Jovan, though. I mean, Jovan, do you think this line is a little weird with what we've seen from Michigan?
I think it's pretty right.
Okay.
Spot on where it is. I do lean USC minus the points, but I would be lying if I said I thought it was going to be easy because anybody's better than Davis Warren, and at least Orgy gives them that, I don't know, somewhat dynamic ability for that offense. So after the whole world's gotten burned on USC overs the first 2 games against LSU and Utah State, I would not be surprised if we finally saw points when they least expect it, but I think they cover.
Dude.
When he's talking like that,
yeah,
what do you do?
I mean, that's such a good point, and that makes me really scared to take this under. I'm going to stick with it, though.
Rav, just tell me what you wrote on that piece of paper.
I think there's a lot of teams that are in the top 10, top 15 that have kind of gotten there, and everyone just thinks they're really, really good and that they won't be tested. I think USC is one of those teams. I'm going to take Michigan on the spread.
Okay.
Wow.
I think that Orgy was always the better quarterback for them, and it was never Davis Warren. And I think that we see that this week at home against a USC team, albeit their defense is better. Miller Moss has not really been tested at all LSU's defense is also a step forward, but they also just gave up 30 almost to USC or to South Carolina. LSU. So I'm going to take Michigan plus 5.5, and I think I'm going to sprinkle on the money line.
I raise you this. In a 2-quarterback system, much like Florida, when you watch Graham Mertz and Warren play, does it not cross your mind that, holy shit, how bad can DJ Lagway and Orgy be to not be the starter? Like, you know what I mean? Like, in those scenarios where it's like, it's got to be a step up.
Yeah, but I don't
not have won that job as DJ Lagway and Orgy in those situations, how bad do you have to be playing?
I don't think Lagway was ever going to be the starter. I thought Orgy definitely should have been the starter and wasn't.
But how bad did he have to look to not be the starter?
Yeah, I don't think he can throw the football. I think that's the problem.
Like, he might not be able to throw the football.
I think it's more on. I think this game for USC to not cover would be more on USC than Michigan.
Wow.
I just don't think they've been tested.
I also think, just to your point, is the spread weird though? Because the Big House, you went. Other than Texas making it look silly, that's a really hard place to play.
Yeah,
that's what they say. Kind of look pretty soft to me, but yeah.
I'm on USC minus 5.5. Like,
I'm sticking with the under.
Life depend on it. Taking the undie?
Taking the undie.
And you're on the OV?
I'm gonna be on USC probably.
And you're pooping down your leg.
Yeah, I like the under 2, but I think I'd like Michigan more now.
Okay.
Wow.
More now. Wow.
Okay.
Snuck that one in.
Just found that out. Okay.
Well, in the last game of the day, a ranked matchup, Utah is going into Oklahoma State as a 1.5-point favorite. The over-under is 52.5. Cam Rising, I believe, is playing. I believe is healthy. Things may change. We are recording on Tuesday morning. What do you do in this game?
Mike, I'll be honest. I have one note about this game. You want to know what it is?
I'm dying.
It just says Cam Rising.
Yep.
So it's Utah for me.
I also have one note. I don't have any notes. But
Okay.
in my head, Cam Rising. I agree.
I think it's that simple.
I really do think it's that simple. And if he doesn't play, I want this scratch from the Rav Report.
Same.
It's not
If that's our only notes, like
dude.
That should be the case.
Listen, we're notes people. We go by the notes.
Exactly.
Okay, we dig into the lab, we write some notes down, and we go by the notes. We're note people.
And you can tell we really dug into this game.
I'm looking at the piece of paper. There's notes on that piece of paper. Most important one.
Cam Rising.
If he doesn't play, I'm not betting this game.
Dorian Singer did say that he thinks he will play. So he thinks Cam Rising will play.
And what does that make you want to do?
Take Oklahoma State.
Of course.
I'm not even trying to be sharp. I just like Oklahoma State. I like them to win this game before the season even started. I have Utah winning the Big 12, and they're, to me, the number 4 seed in the CFB, but this is the only game they lose this year.
To Oklahoma State.
To Oklahoma
What?
State. Yeah, and then they play Oklahoma State again in the Big 12 championship and win.
What the fuck? Why the fuck do you have Oklahoma State in your Big 12 championship?
Because they're the second best team in the Big 12.
John.
I gotta say, since 2021, Oklahoma State has lost a singular Big 12 home game, and they are underdogs against the team. Like, we expect Cam Rising to be playing, but we still don't know that yet. So, just looking at the line, it screams Utah, in my opinion. Even though I do think they are the better team, Oklahoma State has the pedigree in this conference, and really, to this point, somebody's got to beat them other than Texas because nobody's really done it. They've just been that program right now. So, yeah, give me Utah if Cam Rising plays.
Wow. I think this is a fair game where if he doesn't play, scratched.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Even Rav's
No,
bet.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Especially
scratch
Rav's
yours too.
Huh?
scratch yours.
So if he
Rav's
does
bet.
play, then mine is scratched?
No, if he doesn't
No, if he
play,
doesn't.
he is Oklahoma State.
Oh,
That'd
so
be
I
funny.
don't get any-
No, but it'd be funny if we scratch his bet as well.
Oh yeah.
No.
You don't get that.
I
win,
think if
buddy.
Cam Rising doesn't play,
If he doesn't
Only
play,
Rav's bet
they're
gets scratched.
favored by a touchdown or more.
for
I
sure.
mean, even if he does play, I feel like his hand is going to hinder him.
if he doesn't play, Rav's bet is scratched. All right. That's where that feels right to me. That feels right because this would just be such a discount to get Oklahoma State at, knowing that he
It's
might
such
not
a
be fully
discount.
healthy. So I think maybe this is the Cam Rising game.
Yes.
If he doesn't play, scratched.
We never talked about it.
If he plays, Rav gets 2 losses.
Correct.
2 at the end of it.
If you guys think I'm scratching this out of your card,
It's getting scratched.
If Cam
No
Rising
chance.
doesn't play and Oklahoma State loses, Rav is kicked from the show.
That feels
Oh,
right
dude.
as well. Trent replaces.
Yeah, I'd rather Trent.
Trent
we're going to get
replaces.
the UNC cake all season.
I would love that. So we're in alignment. Cam Rising doesn't play scratched.
Yes,
Okay.
that's fair.
No.
Rav?
No.
Rav. Scratched.
Because
You need to
if-
make this bet thinking that he might not play. Because that's how people bet.
Well, let me ask: if Cam Rising isn't playing, are you betting this game?
No.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
Not gonna cut the TV on. Honey, Utah's playing Oklahoma State and Cam Rising isn't playing. No one's watching that.
Exactly.
No one's watching that. No one's
Point
watching
proven.
If Cam Rising does play scratch. We get to the portion of the show that has been red hot. The Whale of the Weekends, which is our biggest bet of the weekend. That if you like a personality in the show, this is the bet you tail. The Whales of the Weekend are 6-0 in the last 2 episodes.
Insane.
People forget.
Actually insane.
Our biggest bets, which means regardless of the records, we're probably up 40 units, 50 units, 100 units on the
100.
Whales of the Weekend. So who gives a fuck what the record says when we're up 200 units on the Whales of the Weekend? I will start off my Whale of the Weekend. Give me points. Fill my holes with points.
Oh.
Kansas, West Virginia, over 57.5. Jalen Daniels, turnover machine. Garrett Green got points against Pitt. I think this is the game where Jalen Daniels finally figures out a little bit against a ratchet West Virginia defense. Garrett Green proved to me that he can score points on anybody in the country other than Penn State. Give me the over. Whale of the Weekend. Points, points, points. Fill my holes with points. Kansas, West Virginia, over 57.5.
Wow. What kind of well?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm going to go humpback because I will be humping on the back of this over. That feels good.
Fair enough.
A humpback over.
Okay.
Filling the humpback whale's holes with points.
Well, I don't know if you remember, but last week I said OU was a blue whale.
Blue whale.
The biggest whale.
And came home.
Came home. And I have another blue whale.
Wow.
I will be taking Colorado State minus 9.5. It's a bounce back week for them. They just got punked last weekend. I think they absolutely bounced back against UTEP. Their ass.
By the way, UTEP, worst programming in country.
Probably the
Can't get
worst.
swept. They might go winless.
They might go winless.
And I took Liberty minus 20, didn't even cover. So shout out me.
And again, if this quarterback doesn't cover the spread, you've got to go to State Farm.
Like actually State Farm.
Yeah. You have to
Sell-
win this game by 10.
Sell insurance.
Yeah.
What's his fucking name? He's got like a hyphen in the
And
in between.
Nicolosi, right?
Braden Fowler, Nicolosi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, also maybe pick one. I don't know, man. You can't even
You're
score.
not good enough to have 2 last names.
Can't even score double digits against Colorado. Maybe pick a fucking last name and sell some insurance. Because I'll tell you what, if someone hands me their business card for insurance reasons and there's 2 last names, I'm out.
I
That should
agree.
be such a sentimental reason. I'll die on that hill. Pick
Okay.
one. Pick
Colorado
one.
State, though. Whale.
Minus 9.5. Whale. Blue whale.
Blue whale.
Rav, if you're giving whales out, what's your whale?
Beluga.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and give the first half under in Tennessee, Oklahoma as my whale. And I want to shout out Shelly. Because I texted him last night. I said, nuts on tape. This is my most confident play of the year.
Of the year.
Okay.
Yep.
What?
Are we
Nico
gonna let that slide, dude?
Nico goes into his first true road environment. He will not be able to get going, at least in the first half.
You're
Oklahoma.
of year though.
Rav could be sharp, dude.
You like that, Javon? I love it.
I mean, it's going to be
really
a
love
chess
it.
match. Nobody knows either of these coaches better than the other. It's like first half, it's going to be
If this is your
Oklahoma's
favorite
defense-
bet of the year, I need something on the line. That if this soars over and I'm checking box scores, because I'm not watching that game, because we're gonna have our live event, I think at that point,
Yeah.
I need something on the table.
Wait, this
well,
is first quarter, not first half?
First half. First half.
Oh, first half. Okay.
First half.
What is your least favorite team in all of sports? In every sport.
The Philadelphia Flyers.
I think if this first half goes over, Rav has to wear a Philadelphia Flyers jersey for 2 episodes. And he has to shout out the
feels right.
Philadelphia Flyers after every play he gives for 2 weeks.
That feels right.
Travis
You
Konecny.
can't just give me a first half under play of year. Tell me you texted Chelly after he full faded the first half under parlay, and tell me that that's the first half under of year, dude.
Yeah, no, it's my favorite of the year. I'm going to stick by it. I'll do that.
The Philadelphia
won't.
Flyers
Wow.
bet.
Yeah.
Handshake. Wow.
Okay.
All right, but if it does go under, I will tail.
To get nice.
No, I cannot be getting nice with you. I will tail 1 under on this show from you.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I
So
love
if
that.
it goes
Yeah.
under,
Sure.
That's
you
good.
have a
I have a free
undercard
undercard on
to
you.
give to me that I have to tail that under
Perfect.
and put units on it.
Perfect.
Why did I just
a lot
do
on
that?
the line.
Why did I just do that?
Yeah,
I could have just let him
Yeah,
casually
you definitely
take
didn't have
this.
to do that, but
No,
it is
but
what it is.
you did it, and now I'm going to hold you to it.
I could have just casually let him take that first half under and say it was play of year and watch there be 50 points.
Yeah. Just remember you did this to
It's
yourself.
going to be like 9-3.
I know it is, because especially because I made that dumb fucking bet. Javon, what's your whale, dude?
Yeah, well, we're talking about unders. My whale is also an under.
What the fuck?
We got the Booper Bowl in Tallahassee. Cal's going cross country to FSU. This is the game that sets up the potential game of the year if Cal can escape with a win in 2 weeks against Miami after they have their bye week. I don't think there's going to be points. I like the under 44.5, which has been a key number in college football this year for a lot of unders. Cal likes to run the ball. They may be without Jaden Knott again. Who knows? He's been hurt. They really can't move the ball. I don't think they will be able to against Florida State's defensive line. And then DJU is probably enough of an explanation on the other side of the ball, outside of the fact that Cal's defense and secondary has been damn good this year. As much as we're talking about Boston College, Cal's right there in the ACC. So I think this is a pretty cagey game, just like they played against Auburn, and hopefully they come out with the same result.
Are you taking Cal?
I really don't want to because I have so much on the line already for them to win this game. Because
Yeah.
if they win this game day is going to Berkeley in 2 weeks, because that's going to be undefeated Cal against undefeated Miami, just like I kind of prophesized. So
I think Cal
scary.
might literally get their dick punched off with how good Miami looks.
we'll find out when they come to Berkeley. Win or lose, whatever Cal does this week.
I mean, that's like
Miami ain't winning in Berkeley.
That's like the okay.
I've made that
I mean-
established.
We can't just be calling Berkeley like Berkeley's a place to play.
It's not the place to play. It's not the place to
Why
play.
not winning in Berkeley?
I'm going to say they're not going there cross country and beating the Cal Golden Bears. Cam Ward's going to find out real soon because he lost against them last year. Sorry,
But he looks good this year.
I'm sure he does. He looks good
On a
half
way-
the season every single year until he has the Cam Ward game that's coming in 2 weeks. But we'll talk about that when we get there.
All right, yeah, we'll talk
Cal
about,
FSU under 44.5.
I'll tell you what, we'll talk about that when we get there, because we'll get there in 2 weeks' time. All right, so we got Cal unders, Philadelphia Flyers first half under, Tennessee Oklahoma,
One free undercard.
Colorado
Yeah,
State.
Colorado State bounce back spot,
Yes.
points in Kansas, West Virginia. Those are the whales.
A
And
lot
I
of
honestly,
totals.
I feel confident in every single whale other than Rav.
Dude, I mean, good.
That might be good signs. That might be good signs. I'm due for a regression spot.
Yeah, you are.
There you are.
I am due. We conclude the show every week with our honorable mentions. These are the other bets that we are sprinkling aside from the big games, aside from our whales. I normally take out my little shotgun and I spray the board every single week. And I'm going to do the same thing this week.
And you hit.
Recently. 9-4. Honorable mention, Arkansas plus 3.5 going into Auburn. I love Taylor Green. I love Jaquindon Jackson. Auburn is rat meat. Give me the points with Arkansas going into Auburn. Honorable mention, Missouri Vanderbilt. Over. I think a bounce back spot for Missouri here. I know they won, but this might be the game where that offense finally lights up. And I don't really hate Vanderbilt this year to get me some points in Mizzou. I don't think that defense is as good as we thought it was. Honorable mention, Miami minus 16.5. They're beating the dog shit out of every team until they play Cal, apparently. So keep the train going. Miami minus 16.5. Honorable mention, Minnesota plus 2.5. Last time you gave Minnesota points at home was against UNC and they covered. Iowa is so fucking bad. That offense is so fucking bad. All that happens is that defense beats teams in a submission, and then Cade McNamara can score like a touchdown in the second half. That's not going to happen against Minnesota. Minnesota plus 2.5, if not the money line. Honorable mention, last one of the day, Akron plus 27.5 going into South Carolina. Sellers might not be hurt. Sellers is banged up either way. That's a lot of points. Give me Akron plus 27.5 going into South Carolina.
Wow.
Honorables.
He sprayed once again.
Spread.
Well, after this week, I'm going to start spraying
Wow.
with you.
That's what I fucking
Yeah.
want. That's
I need to
all
start
I
doing
want.
that.
That's all I want. That's all I want.
But once again, this week, just one honorable mention from me. I will be taking Texas Tech minus 3.5 against Arizona State. I am so sick of them getting lucky, and they do not get lucky this weekend. Shout out, Rav.
Shout out.
It's that simple.
Kenny Dillingham doesn't give a fuck about the spread. And that's where I start with my honorable mentions.
Wow.
ASU plus 3.
Why don't you leave the points at the door?
Yeah.
Sure. ASU money line. They are going to stay atop the Big 12 somehow.
Okay.
Other honorable mentions. I also liked Kansas West Virginia over. I will leave that for Mike and his whale.
Dude, get on that.
Okay, I'll get on that.
Yeah, get on that.
Yeah, get on
dude.
it.
I don't want you
Over
to stay
57 and a
away.
half. Honorable mention.
Let's get points.
Miami USF over 65. Those
Love
are
that
two
too.
electric offenses.
I'm going to get on that with you because you're on with me. I want to be on you when you're on me. Give me that.
Okay.
Let's just be on each other.
I would love to be on each other.
Yes.
I don't like where this is going,
Yes.
but okay.
Yes. Does anyone
Alright.
else want to get on us?
Nah.
There's room.
Mm.
All
There's
right.
room on the train.
There's
I
room.
think it's just y'all.
Train is fucking crazy, but there's room.
Oh, what I said was crazy.
I'm on you. You're on me. Let's keep going.
I actually think that's all I have.
Damn it. Damn it.
Dude, you were.
I kind of want to do one
rolling
more.
for a
I kind of want to
second.
do one more.
Yeah, don't be afraid to chef, dude. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, but I don't want to just spray and miss.
All right, I'm jumping back in. St. Francis plus 24 and a half. I'm back in. Give me St. Francis plus 24 and a half against Eastern Michigan. It's just looking at me funny. I'm back in. Honorable mention. It's been mentioned honorably.
You've got like 6 on
Yeah, dude, I'm fucked. This is going to be a
I'm
horrible
running out of
episode
room
for
on the
me.
notebook.
You really jump back in with Saint
I'm,
Francis.
dude,
That's
I'm,
crazy.
I'm back in. That got my juices going. I'm back in. St. Francis plus 24
You
and a
might
half.
be getting way too
Unbelievable.
cute.
That might be too cute, but it looked at me funny. I'm back in.
Unbelievable. Well,
I'm back in.
for Rav's wrapping it up, or while he gets himself together, I have a single honorable mention.
Wow.
I will also be taking the Texas Tech Red Raiders and fading Rav. The same team that everybody thought
go.
Chandler Morris and UNT were going to go in and beat are 3.5 point favorites against this random Cinderella Arizona State team. I literally bet
Random.
I will pay to find out.
Sharp
But
has not
I would
been
also
paying.
I would also like to say, as I'm fading Rav, I will also want to tail Rav and add the honorable mention, ride with him in the first half under in the Oklahoma game.
Yeah,
Super
I know.
rare.
Two worlds colliding. That's
Super rare
beautiful.
collab.
I like that. Honorable mention, first quarter under in that game, full game under.
Wow.
All right.
Wow. I kind of want to be on you guys. I'm already on him. I kind of want to be on you guys. Add Texas Tech to my platform.
Let's go.
I want
Let's
to be.
go.
I want to be on everyone in this
As
room.
it should be.
I want to be all over this room. I want to be on everybody in this room.
Wow.
Texas Tech
Alex
minus
Orchard
3.
fan.
Add it to the platter. I feel like I'm gonna have a disaster weekend. Genuinely.
You are the resident 9-4 better though.
That is
Yeah.
resident. People forget.
Mike, your overall record is 19-15. You are the only one that is above 500.
Wow.
But you know what you do in that spot? You don't play it cute. You play it dangerous, and you bet way more games than you are able to win. So that's
You're
what I
risking
did.
your top spot, but I respect it.
I'm not in it for the top spot.
Okay.
I'm in it for the top spot. But I'm not in it for the top spot. I just want to watch some college football and just like this is why I'm betting on St. Francis. Other than it looked
Yeah,
at me
please
funny,
tell us.
I just want to be involved, dude. Like I want to be opening my phone, literally getting that anxious stomach ache of being like, holy shit, nothing's going right. That's all I'm in it for. I'm in it just to feel. And that's a feel game where I'm like, yo, you guys check that Eastern Michigan score, and St. Francis is up 7-0.
Actually, one more honorable mention from
Oh.
you. Just hit me.
Oh.
Texas minus 44.5. Shout out Arch. He gets it done. He gets it done. UL Monroe, I bet.
It's actually
General
free.
Booty, General
Actually
Ass.
Oh my God, you're playing General Booty.
Yeah, General Ass.
Fuck. I'm not
44
gonna,
and a half.
I'm not going to get on you for that one,
That's fine.
but I love that you're adding. I
Yes.
love that you're adding.
Yeah.
I love that. Also, just to squeak in really quickly, that's the end of the episode. Just wanted to squeak that in.
Okay.
I feel like we had so much fun. I had to squeak that in for the viewers at home. That
Yeah.
we're wrapping up. That is week 4. We talked the big games. We gave the honorable mentions. We gave our whales, which are 6-0 in the last 2 weeks. Let's go. And we will move to week 5. But as always, keep in mind, we are recording this on Tuesday morning. Lines may change. We got them where we got them. If they move, they move. Make sure you rule of thumb.
Check the socials.
Because we will make sure to let you know if we are off or on a certain play, depending on that line movement. We just ask you to be flexible with us because we're going to be flexible with you.
Yes.
Leave in the comments, as always, your favorite play of the weekend. Like and subscribe. We love you guys, and we will see you in week 5. Lauren, do you have anything to say to the people?
Let's stay hot. Let's stay hot.
Let's stay fucking hot.
Until they get nice.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where we wrap it up.
Yeah. That's full fading.
Like and subscribe. We will see you next week. Send it to a friend. Throw it on at the tailgate. Throw it on at the pregame. If you've watched the show, you've made money. It's as simple as that. Thanks, guys.